with this piece, I was really excited when I was using kind of the different light bulbs and using the different light sources and playing around with reflections and my floor is pretty like it's a light colored floor, but using a mixture of like the kind of like the warm lights and like the green that was in one of the green bulbs really pushed back part of this green, so like it really has a focus up on the top of the painting and kind of glides backwards. And I was actually the process I've been using recently is like I've been like painting a lot of surfaces and then rubbing them out, so the paint kind of sinks into little grooves, like the little grooves of paint, like, or within the surface of the painting, and then I rub it out. Like it's like an echo of this kind of this color within that surface. So that process has been a lot of fun for me recently, rubbing out, and I think I've been doing that more often, because it's a way to introduce like a little bit of a temperature to the surface without like kind of being too heavy-handed and without kind of destroying all this information you laid down before. This show means a lot to me. Being like I feel like one of the youngest artists in the show, but I'm also really excited that Felipe is in the show. Combined with John Reevenhoff piece, like that makes me feel really good. Because one of the important parts about community is kind of like having those ties to, I think the places that kind of make you who you are and make you like what your art is. And I graduated from MyEd, like I feel like a close relationship to my school, and I love to go there and like be a part of panels and be parts of critique and discussion, take naps at the school because it feels like a place that I'm like welcome to be in. So I take advantage of that as well. Actually, a conversation with John Reevenhoff like months ago very much influenced this piece. When I was working on the laptop portion of it, it was like originally going to be like a no service, like something, because our apartment has like just like notoriously bad Wi-Fi. And he pointed out that there was like an opportunity within that space, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Like I really had to fill this with something with kind of more of a story within it, something that kind of reflects like the things I very much watch. So the artist I have referencing here is a YouTube persona, Young Hennessy, and I believe their name is Jason Mooson, and they were making these like works that they were making they have a series of YouTube videos that were about contemporary art, but then this like really like really relatable kind of like discussion. His videos are very humorous and I think light, and it kind of like remind me like as an artist like there's less not to be too serious, I guess. And I think watching his videos actually just makes me feel like a lot like more relaxed about where I am in my career, like what to do in the future. So I wanted to include one of my another artist who's influenced me in the show is Della Wells, and Della's been just like a figure who's always just like looks out for other people and other artists. Like she's always just sending information, just like calling for applies, like, just things to apply to. And for me, when she was sending me this information first, like when I just graduated, I felt like it was like a nice like little gold mine of things to try to apply to. And if I didn't get into it, it's fine. Like Della's gonna send me more. So like I applied to like my first show. I had worked in Chicago, which was at Women Made Gallery, which was that was just my first show in Chicago, and it eventually actually led to a tighter group show in Chicago months later in the following year. So it was something that I kind of, this domino effect that would have never happened unless I had that person kind of giving me the push or just getting like, what do you got to lose? Yeah. I still think of when I used to intern for Nikki Johnson, and how she's been a very big influence, and she taught us like us as in the team of interns who had been working with her, kind of like these hard truths about how much work it takes to be an artist, and it's not just like the fun part of painting or the fun part of like making a thing and like this process that it's like very like that can be therapeutic for some people and like or just like,